except then they are, and then they laugh, and then they roll around in it, and then they, in your face, Dad, and then I go, oh.
Kids. I'm actually surprised you just haven't given up on the whole germaphobe thing with the kids. So, like, honestly, who keeps anything? Like, you got kids. Everything's a disaster. Every doorknob you touch has gunk on it.
This
like,
week,
it's
I
awful.
went and got on my bed, because like I do, and I looked at a stain that was there, and I went, that's from one of those kids. I didn't do that.
What kind of stain?
It was just from day clothes. Just dirt on my bed.
You sure that you're not having a nighttime problem?
100%.
Oh. I mean, your sleep. How do you know?
100,000%.
All right, here are today's bad advices. Here's
nighttime problem.
I don't know what you got going on over there.
No, you do.
I wasn't talking about it's 1 o'clock.
No, that's none of the stuff.
I was talking about, I mean, listen, as we get older, our bodies change.
I'm not needing diapers yet. Thank you.
Hi, morning show team. I have a situation with my new boss and could use your multi-general best bad advice. Let's call me Sally and my boss Ron.
All right.
I work in tech. I'm the only woman on my team. In just about every team meeting, Ron says things like, I shouldn't say that with Sally in the room, meaning he shouldn't curse.
There is...
Don't just listen to the whole thing
There's
first.
so much of this. Like, my wife right now is like...
Yeah, it's not just tech. It's the relationship between men and women and the world that we're living in these days, too, where the acknowledgement, it's like an apology to acknowledge...
No offense.
Exactly. Well, I'm completely offended, but thank you for saying that you didn't mean any. Okay, so here we go. I'm working tech. I'm the only woman on my team. In just about every team meeting, Ron says things like, oh, I shouldn't say that with Sally in the room, meaning he shouldn't curse, or let's stop talking about sports. Sally's getting mad. Now, mind you, he barely knows me and has no idea whether or not I like sports. I actually do. Also, I'm no shrinking violet. I'm just as likely as any boy to drop an F-bomb here and there, although I've not done so in front of him. He is the boss. In addition, he sends me menial tasks to do, like, can you insert this image into this PowerPoint? Reminder, we're in tech. Ron is 60-ish. I'm in my 50s. I really want to solve this because I love my job. My first thought was to speak to him directly to let him know he doesn't need to tiptoe around me, but I am hesitant. If he takes it badly, I may be gone in the next reorg. I can't really talk to another manager at work about it because if they consider it harassment, the law requires them to report it to HR on my behalf. I'm really not looking to go that route, but I've started documenting these things just in case. Please help. I love you guys. Okay. You ugged. What do you think she should do?
I went through this exact scenario. Luckily, I was in a rotational program, so I was only in the position for about 6 months. But the director I was working with, and it was a very small team, so I interfaced with him a lot. I was like maybe 23 years old. And it was constant. It was every single meeting. He would make a comment, curse, say something a little edgy, and turn and apologize to me. It was horrible. I hated it. It made me feel othered constantly. And I didn't think of it as harassment, but I wasn't sure. And I happened to have, while I was in the position, a HR seminar that we all had to go to. And afterwards, I went up to the HR people and I asked them, I was like, I don't know how to deal with this. It makes me really uncomfortable. And they were useless, as HR people usually are.
Sorry, HR people.
Wow.
So I actually would love to hear your guys' advice because I didn't know what to do, especially being 23.
Yeah.
I think if it was not someone who was so much higher up than me, I would have called them out. And I was working in a...
I know, there's that power dynamic. It is a huge factor in things like this.
Yes. And there was somebody else in the job, when I was in that role, who also did it, but they weren't, a big boss. And I just called them out on it. I was like, hey, what makes me different? And I did it in a playful manner. And that's usually how I approach things like this, is with a little bit of comedy to keep it light. And that usually works really well. But yeah, just with the huge power dynamic, I didn't feel comfortable doing that with this guy in particular.
I know, if you get mad and lash out, now you're that person as far as they're concerned. What does your wife say about stuff like this?
She deals with a lot of different things. First of all, we used to be number one in HR departments. Goodbye to that. Thanks, Bob.
No, I'm sure the HR department where you work in is amazing. You're so good. Thanks for all the slideshows we get to watch and the tests we get to take.
Oh, the best. So great. No, she deals with this a lot. There are definitely people who she deals with over the years, too. This is not just where she is now or where she was last. I've listened to these stories quite a bit. Often there are people who have 2 years till retirement, and they start even they're not even apologizing about the kind of craziness they're up to, and they're not trying to climb the ladder. I'm just biding my time. So it's almost that dinosaur thing where you're stuck dealing with this other.
That's exactly what it was. I was in the car industry. It was old school,
Was he a
boys club.
much older dude? Not to like put an age on these people. She says she's in her 50s, and this guy's around 60 years old.
Yeah, so there's a guy who is at the end of his career, is not interested in
but has been. Here's the thing. These are microaggressions. There's no question. These are little things that he might not even really be consciously doing it. He realizes there's a woman in the room and the hashtag Me Too movement happened. I think that he's aware of you. Is that a problem? He feels, I think he feels like this is his way of apologizing to you. I shouldn't say that with Sally in the room, meaning, he shouldn't curse or whatever. But I feel like you do need to say something to him. I would start there. And I liked your sort of approach. You should say something like, you don't have to worry about my feelings. I'm in tech. I've been here all these years. Like, please stop singling me out with that stuff. I think that don't have to yell it at him. You don't have to just point it out. You don't have to do that. Please don't.
Yeah, I like that. I do think he's saying, I'm an old dog and I'm not learning new tricks. And
he is saying that with even the way that he turns it around, because he wouldn't have said the thing in the first place, or he would have just brought the meeting back around to wherever he's going to go, or ignored the fact that he swore.
Hey, a couple from the text line, 408. That is a form of gender harassment, and the first thing she should do is talk to him and tell him about those comments are inappropriate. And if he continues to do them, then you got to report it to HR.
But I feel like if you go at him that way, God damn, we have a dance to do.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's how are you going to bring it up to him in a way that he'll be receptive to it?
Right.
And that's really, you have to read the person. Is it something that if you bring it up one-on-one, he'll feel really defensive and it will feel like a more too serious conversation? Or if you bring it up, kind of in a joking manner, I can't even think of how to phrase it, like like, oh, haha, what's so different about me? But don't apologize. Why do you have to apologize to me? Like,
yeah, or like, don't effing worry about me.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
Exactly.
There's a good suggestion from 707. Sally should pretend to pick up a call from her female colleague and say some vile sailor romance novel stuff, and then cut herself off and say, sorry, Jessica, I can't talk about this right now. There are men in the room.
As funny as that is, that those are like those moments where somehow it backfires on you. You know what I mean?
Passive aggressive handling of things is not my preference. I much prefer being direct, but with comedy.
But these kinds of things, when you hear women talk about how it is for them in the workplace, it's this and so much more. It's all like, Christina's quiet. I've absolutely had her say, these guys are so bleeping loud, and I find myself, just to get into the conversation, I've got to jump into a breath. Like, someone stop, thank God for a breath, and then she can jump in and say, hold on, and it just that is like a thing where I realize, I wouldn't have to deal with that.
No.
I wouldn't deal with that at all.
And the thing is, I want to give the benefit of the doubt. I don't think this man that I worked with was necessarily evil, harasser. I wouldn't call them that, but I don't think they had ill intentions. It can really be cultural and just they're oblivious. Like, men are so stupid. And you might be right. It might even be he is aware, like we're supposed to be aware of how we treat women, and he's just going about it in the wrong way.
510.
Right. He's like apologizing for it right after he does it.
Right.
510. Bob. I'm married to a wonderful HR person. I'm very offended by the useless comment. Many HR people do great at their jobs.
That is true.
Yes, but their job is to protect the company. It's not to protect you.
Right.
Yes.
Here's another thing to consider in tech, which is here in the Bay Area and who we're talking to in a big way. The auto business, while it's international, is not even close to international the way that tech is. And there are cultural differences where a man of another culture has a completely different idea of how women are, how they fit into the workplace, and they might even be downright...
And she's dealing with that.
Yes.
Right.
Like downright aggressive about the fact that...
I don't want a woman in this meeting.
You shouldn't be here.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot that women in tech deal with that is just... All I can say is you may just need to go to HR and use them without having to navigate this in a way. Like maybe you're not someone who can make a good joke. Maybe it won't be taken well.
And why should you have to be a person that can make a good joke? Like, I feel like there's a couple things you could do, the dance and all the things that go into that. But I think in the end, keeping track of what he says, and be able to say to HR, I went to him directly and said, please don't worry about me. You don't have to apologize. I swear to, and I do watch sports. Not that that really matters or is a condition of me working here or not, or being able to participate in conversations. I don't know. I have a nice combo one-on-one, continue to keep notes, then go to HR.
In tech in particular, there are lots of one-on-one meetings. Like the meetings that people take in that business run all day.
Yep.
Like people have to block out time to actually do the work that they need to get done. And even then, someone will schedule a meeting in the blocked out meeting and be like, I had to, because we got to talk about.
And this is the only time I have.
Right. So it's a lot, but I would definitely use, you might even want to record the conversation to protect yourself.
I think that and maybe I'm too nice, but I think it's kind of wrong to go to HR before at least having a conversation having a comment with the person, because he might take it really well and be like, oh, wow, I thought I was being nice and I'm making you more uncomfortable. That's on me.
Right. The guy does work in tech. Like this can't be, the reason he's apologizing and saying these things is because he's probably gotten bitten before.
Maybe.
And so just say, listen, you don't have to point me out or acknowledge me. I'm just another worker here like anybody else. I'm doing my job. If you've got a problem with the way I'm doing my job, now we can talk. But don't worry about that.
Yeah. I love that. I love the way you said that.
And then keep track and go to HR if you need to.
Yes.
You've had the conversation. You brought it up to him. Here's some of the incidents that happened. I'm having worries about this.
What I hope you get from at least the part that I've contributed here is you are not alone.
No.
This is happening to women in business all the time. And I don't know the best way. It does sound like I like to be direct too. I'm not the most elegant person.
I know. It's hard.
Especially
in the moment, like almost write down what you want to say. Here's what I specifically want to communicate to you.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Because that is a difficult thing. If you're someone who's known for, elegance, I think you're going to be fine. If you're someone who's known to come off aggressive or rude.
Yeah. That said, I would not email this to him. I would not. I would speak with him directly and just say what you think. But really make that a very concise, easy to understand statement. Ready for the next one?
Yes.
We're getting late here.
Here.
Okay, I'm finally doing it after 20 years of listening. Dear Sarah, Vinnie, Bob, and Maddie, I actually have a need for bad advice. Me, I'm out of a longish marriage for over a year, one young child. I'm in my mid-40s. Her, one adult child, never married, happily single. No interest in having any more children or dating someone who does. We'll call her Linda. We met at work over a year ago. I was immediately attracted to her. Magnificent smile, hilarious sense of humor, unique approach to life. We quickly became work friends and then real friends. We started hanging out after work, getting dinner and drinks with other colleagues. About 6 months into being her friend, I tell her that I have a massive crush on her, and she hits me with oh, that's so sweet, but I don't want to mess up our friendship. Oof, point taken. Not what I was hoping for, but we move on. Months go by. We continue to be friends, getting closer, really enjoying each other's company. We end up spending most work nights /my kidless nights together. All the while, she continues to endorse not wanting to be in a relationship and being so happy to be alone.
I'm sorry, are they doing it?
They are not doing it at this point.
But they're spending most nights together.
They're hanging out, watching TV. I'm just reading you what he said. Months go by, we continue to be friends, getting closer, really enjoying each other's company. We end up spending most work nights /my kidless nights together. She continues to endorse not wanting to be in a relationship and being so happy to be alone. One night, we end up snuggling, and eventually things get hot and heavy. Except when I went to kiss her mouth, she turned her head. I was confused. She was definitely into what we were doing, so I just stuck with what we were doing. I tried one more time to kiss her that night, and she turned her head again. Since then, we've settled into a fun, occasional friends with benefits situation and continue to hang out practically daily. But when we do hook up, there's never kissing. I asked her about it, and she got defensive and said she doesn't have to kiss anyone if she's not in the mood or doesn't want to. She's single. She doesn't have any obligations to anyone. And of course, I agreed and respected her boundaries. It's been almost 6 months of this casual hooking up with no kissing. Then the other day, she gave me a really simple kiss. But boy, did it feel like every firework had gone off in my body. We've kissed like this a few times. There's never been tongue, but it's always so nice and never during sex. So here are my questions. Is this weird?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know it's different, but is it weird? Have you all ever heard of someone not wanting to kiss when they're hooking up with someone? 2, is this ultimately her way of letting me know she's not that into me? So keeping the boundary keeps me from catching feelings. 3, how would you react in this situation?
I've been dating a little bit, and
yesterday you were on a date.
I was on a date yesterday.
A date today.
What?
I don't have a date today. I'm just going out to see the horses up and at the Pony Express and take my dog up and help them with the podcast.
But is that who you dated yesterday?
No, that was a whole nother
different
person.
date
Whole nother
yesterday
person.
than who you're dating today.
Yeah,
Got
but
it.
if you're wanting to date and wanting to meet somebody that wants to be with you, run away from her. She is just holding you back from actually getting a real relationship. She doesn't want one.
No.
If she wanted one, she'd kiss you and they would be on. You're just
you're literally
you're
turning your
chasing
wheels.
your tail. That's all you're doing.
I've never experienced what we're talking about right now in my life. I mean, the first thing I thought of was, well, Julia Roberts doesn't want to kiss the people that she's working for.
Yep.
So
In
is
Pretty
that,
Woman.
Is that an emotional situation that we're talking about? Like this is how she keeps it from being emotional by not kissing? It may be about her and not you.
Yeah. It's definitely about her. Although, I mean, maybe her breath is horrible. It could be.
No, it's not that.
Are you sure?
I'm 100% sure. It's so clear what's happened. It's exactly what Maddie's saying. She doesn't want to be in a relationship, but she's into you. She loves hanging out with you. She wants you. And she is using this no kissing thing as this.
Keeping the distance. We're not in a relationship. I can do whatever else I want.
This farcical boundary that is going to keep you guys from falling for each other. And if you're enjoying yourself and you're okay with it never being serious, because it's not going to be.
Not going to be.
Don't be in the business of trying to convince someone to being in a relationship if they don't want to be. If you're having fun and you're comfortable with that, go for it. But if you are really into her and you want to be in a relationship, then you need to give her a ultimatum.
Here's where he answers his own question. I love kissing and think about kissing Linda all the time. I'm totally okay not being in a relationship, but I also feel like I might be settling for less than I'm worth because I like this woman a lot and I don't want to not be around her.
Ding, ding.
I really enjoy being intimate with her and I don't want it to stop. What do you guys think? And so there it is.
He knows.
You know. You're right. If you want to find a relationship and maybe this guy is like, okay, I'll settle for this. But you are worth more than that. And this person that's manipulative. The whole thing. She's using you.
And I bet if you cut it off, she might come around at that point.
That's what I'm saying.
She's getting everything out of the relationship she wants, but you're not getting everything you want.
Yeah, you're the cow. She's not buying you. She's just milking you.
Now, I definitely have had friends where they're in a hookup situation and it's just that. And you could also just not turn this spigot off. Like you're getting something from this, not everything, but something. Do you want to go back to not having anything at all? I would probably try to keep hanging and enjoying the company of a good friend and the times together. Unless, something else comes up, you're free. And she's made that clear.
Mm-hmm.
And you can go do whatever you want.
And you should.
And you should.
You should.
If you can
should
handle
look
that.
for something
I know people
else.
who would say, but I'm starting to love her. Well,
don't
okay,
love her.
then that's, different than you're having great nights sometimes, like really fun times. Why would you stop that? And it's not on you. It's not on him. He's not the jerk.
Right. So if we all agree that this is never going to turn into a full-blown relationship, continue to keep the spigot on and go look for another situation because you're fully allowed to. She's made it very clear that you're not an item.
Yeah, maybe hang out with her half the nights and the other half go out on dates with people who want relationships.
Oh, there you
For
go.
the record, I can't imagine getting naked with someone and not kissing them. I just can't even.
Yes.
Have you ever gotten naked with someone and not kissed them?
It starts with a kiss.
Is it? What?
Yeah. She thinks it's some boundary she's setting.
Maybe she
Well,
saw
it
Pretty
is.
Woman too
yeah,
many
I guess
times
so.
and
She
thinks
feels
that
like she's
she
a
can't
hooker?
kiss.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay, so that's all we have time for. We actually did run late, which I'm completely fine with. I mean, it's Friday, for God's sake. We're having a good time. badadvice973@gmail.com. If we answered your letter, please, you can send us feedback. That's always welcome, whether this is your problem or not. I actually love to see what other people think that the answer to the question might be.
What? Wake up! Thank you. With Sarah and Vinnie.
Ding, 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 ding.